I am sick and tired of good characters being ruined, good franchises being thrown off of a cliff to their deaths, and unfortunately the Halo TV series was awful. They took the Halo name, names of characters, the general setting, then threw out everything else that made Halo amazing, and filled the show with garbage, and fans have roasted it. From producers talking about how they didn't play the games, to Paramount putting the first episode up on YouTube for free, and then hiding it after backlash. And now Halo's co-creator has come out and roasted the series, saying it's not the Halo I made. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start off with this Bounding into Comics article. It says Halo co-creator confused by many of the choices made in Paramount Plus's live-action adaptation. It's not the Halo that I made, and I think that this is hilarious because Paramount was so confident in this series. They thought it was going to do really well. People were absolutely gonna love it, and nobody really loves it. And now everyone is looking at Halo going, what is this? Okay, why did you make this? And people are even looking at the game creators going, why would you allow this? Now, obviously, they only have so much say in other Halo projects that are made, but it's not like they don't care about the franchise that they created. Adding his voice to the cacophony of fans who have similarly found themselves bewildered by the questionable at best direction of Paramount Plus's live-action Halo series, franchise co-creator and Master Chief designer Marcus Leto has revealed that he has been left confused by many of the choices made by the live-action adaptation of his original work. Now, I've talked about this show many times on the channel. In my previous video, I talked about the decisions that they made with the final episode. Spoiler alert, they decided to kill Master Chief, which I think is an absolutely terrible direction. I really thought that this series couldn't get any worse, and then the final episode released. I don't know who sat down at a conference table together and all went, wow, this is a great idea, but it was one of the worst possible directions they could have gone in. No one wants to watch a show with a dead Master Chief or Cortana wearing him as a skin suit. It was just an awful direction to go in, and it's no wonder why. The co-creator of Halo is coming forward going, yeah, it's just not my Halo. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why they decided to go in this direction. It says he served as Bungie's creative art director beginning with Halo Combat Evolved, for which he conceived Master Chief's iconic design, before later directing the studio's final game in the series, Halo Reach. First touched upon his thoughts on the series on May 14th. I love Halo. Absolutely respect this guy for creating such an amazing character, creating such an amazing story. A complete respect for that. But it says, asked by a fan for his feelings about Master Chief finishing in the Halo TV series, referring to the now infamous sex scene presented in the show's 8th episode, he revealed that he was still getting through the series, but noted that he had lots of mixed emotions and opinions. I know if I created something as iconic as Halo, and somebody took it and completely twisted it and followed none of the source material, I'd be pretty pissed off. He's not saying that he's angry with the direction they went in, but I know that I personally would be, especially if I created something as amazing as Halo. Okay, all of this source material, all of these amazing storylines, these amazing characters. If I had to watch my work get dumbed down the way that this series did so to Halo, I'd be furious. Scrolling down, somebody said, my wife enjoys the show. Her Halo knowledge is Master Chief wears green, he shoots aliens, and Cortana is the blue lady. She is really enjoying the show. I find more peace watching it knowing it's reaching a new audience to the brand, even if it's not the Halo we knew. This is a giant problem. It should be the Halo that we knew, okay? It's understandable if at the beginning of the series they have to explain the universe, they have to explain the characters, give us their backstory because they want it to go on multiple seasons and they want it to be new user friendly. But at the same time, when you dumb down the content, you're just going to lose that existing audience that made Halo popular. And then Marcus decided to respond saying, yeah, I'm not sure where the inspiration for the show comes from now, not the Halo I made. And then he followed up with saying, for clarity, I never said I didn't like it, it's just so different than the Halo I helped make, like it's a completely different universe. And we know that Paramount has tried to say, oh, it's a different universe technically, it's a different timeline, we're allowed to make changes basically. That's their excuse for not following the source material, which I think is an extremely weak excuse. I think that this show probably could have done a lot better if they actually followed the source material. It really shouldn't be that hard, but clearly users are not enjoying the Halo show experience because right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at a 70% critic, which is pretty okay, I suppose. It's not great though. And then the audience score is sitting at a 52%. There are a lot of people who are saying, I'm just very disappointed in the writing, in the acting, in everything about this series. People are giving it half stars, 1.5 stars, 1 stars. There's a lot of negative reviews here. And there are some people saying, I didn't know the original source material. I'm enjoying it. And if you're enjoying it, that's great. At least someone is. But I know I and a lot of other people are not at this point. The show seems to be allergic to its source material. The show does everything it can to veer away from anything sci-fi. It relies on stale melodrama with a few action scenes peppered here and there. Most of the action is shown in the trailers. There are much better sci-fi shows out there. That's a problem that I have. If you took the Halo name away from the series and it was just a new sci-fi series, it wouldn't even be good. That's the problem. It's not a good Halo show. It's not a good sci-fi show. It's just not good at all. Story is all over the place. Only reason it has any interest is because of the title Halo. There is nothing to salvage about this series. There is no plot or story at all, and nothing is accomplished by the end. Too much cliche and uninteresting characters. This was an absolute disgrace. I mean, there is a lot of negativity here, a lot of people who are very disappointed in the direction they went in. I personally will not be watching a season 2. I'm not interested in a season 2 at this point in time unless they say, hey, we are going to completely revamp the series. We're going to follow source material. We're going to stay true to the games. But I feel like they can't do that at this point. They've already gone way too far. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.